Arriving at St Patrick Station. Doors will open on the left.
Hey guys, today is Saturday, October 10th. It is 4:53 p.m. and the temperature outside is around 21 degrees Celsius. I'm here at St Patrick Station in downtown Toronto. And the plan for this walk is to head on up to Dundas Street, where I will walk west for a bit. And when I get to the Art Gallery of Ontario, I think I'll head south at McCaul and pass through Grange Park. And then I'll continue on east and wander around Chinatown and Kensington Market, do a little more exploring, and probably find my way back to a subway station. So this exit here should take me up to University Avenue. I am, of course, wearing a mask right now, so that might be why I sound a little muffled. Probably want to go out this exit. So that's a look south down University. I'll head on up to Dundas Street and start heading west. That's a look east down the Little Tokyo neighborhood with Dundas Square and the Eaton Center well off in the distance there. And now I'm heading west on Dundas.
To Broadview Station. Please wear a mask or face covering.
I'm not sure what that commotion back there was all about. And this is the 52 Division of the Toronto Police. The skies have been kind of gray and overcast all day. And I checked the forecast before I headed out and it said there was about a 20% chance of rain. But it doesn't seem like that's too likely to happen during this walk. I did bring my umbrella, half hoping that it would rain, as it's been quite a while since I've recorded a walk in that kind of weather. This is the first day in which all the newly implemented restrictions are in place. So what that means is there's no more dine-in service at bars, cafes, and restaurants for at least the next 30 days. So I think it'll be kind of interesting to see how Chinatown is doing today. To see if people even bothered to come visit the neighborhood. This is McCaul Street, just up ahead with the Art Gallery of Ontario on the left. I'll take a brief detour and head down to the OCAD University and pass through Grange Park before I continue on down Dundas. That's the Will Aslop designed OCAD there. It looks like it's hovering on stilts. And just off to the south of here is Queen Street West. I have done some more informational walks around this area before, so this walk will probably be a bit light on information and facts and that sort of thing. Looks like the sun is trying to play havoc on the exposure here. I'll just spin around and get a look at OCAD. That's the Art Gallery of Ontario in the back there. This would be one of my favorite urban parks here in the city. It's only about a 7 or 8 minute walk from the financial district, so when I was working there, I'd often grab a lunch and come here with a friend or sometimes alone and just have a nice quiet lunch. That eventually becomes John Street down to the south there.
Is there any place that's
Hold mine by the bottom.
Usually you can get a pretty good view of the CN Tower and some of the towers in the financial district here. I'll spin around and see if I can grab a view of that. Well, CN Tower not so much, but that is the financial district looming in the background there. And there's some tents, which is an all too common sight this year in city parks. There really seems to have been a tenfold increase in tents that I've noticed since the pandemic has started. And this is Beverley Street. Maybe I'll just cross here since there's no traffic. There are bike lanes on Beverley Street, which makes it kind of a nice route to take from north to south. And this is the Deep Kwong Manor. I really couldn't tell you anything about this place. That's something I'll have to look up when I get home. This would be the eastern edge of the main Chinatown. And just to the north, up ahead is an area called Baldwin Village. It's kind of a neat, underrated spot in the city. There's a business there that's set up for some outdoor patio dining, but they don't seem to have any customers. This is one area that seemed to be particularly hard hit during the pandemic. Seems to be a lot of places offering reflexology. I don't know if that's based on bunk science or not. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Although I'm sure someone in the comments is disagreeing with me as soon as they heard that. There's a look up Huron Street. Trying to battle the exposure here. Once I turn north onto Spadina, it should start to look a lot better. That'll happen when you have a sun that's constantly hiding behind the clouds and then peeking out. Hong Kong Island Dim Sum House. There's some neat street art just down here. Seems like it's based on Crash Bandicoot. Maybe he thinks I'm chasing him. Have a good day, Mr. Pigeon. Or Mrs. Did I just assume that pigeon's gender? I think I did. Hopefully that pigeon isn't of the woke variety. And this is Dundas and Spadina, the main intersection in Chinatown, with the Dragon City Mall straight ahead. That lady was not looking at all where she was going.
Size 100.
買都瓜攞。
Should I walk under this ladder? Probably not a good idea. Ooh, there's Swata. I'd mentioned this before, but across the way is the Dumpling House. It's a fantastic dumpling restaurant right next to a pretty good ramen noodle shop. Of course, the real highlight of Chinatown is the Popeyes, just up by the corner of College and Spadina. And just to the west of here is Kensington Market, so I think I'll circle around and pass through there. That lady keeps dropping stuff. And that was Baldwin Street, so you could turn right there and take that through Baldwin Village. I think the last time I recorded a video through here was a live stream. I remember seeing the owner of the Alma Combo as I passed by. Whoa. That was an interesting encounter. There's a Krispy Kreme over there. Sorry if this isn't the most insightful commentary on this walk. Why am I not surprised that guy had a Quebec license plate? Try not to discriminate drivers from Quebec, but it just seems every time you see a Quebec plate, they're doing something stupid. I almost forgot to take a look at what the restaurants are like right now. As you could see, there's not a whole lot going on inside. They're mostly going to be limited to takeout, if they even bothered to open. There's the Kung Fu Duck and Mother's Dumplings. It's kind of a shame because restaurants really are the heart and soul of this neighborhood. Why that place doesn't have any Michelin stars is beyond me. And this is College Street. I've never seen this before. Project Bookmark Canada. Places stories and poems in the exact locations where the literary scenes are set. That's kind of neat. There's the Alma Combo just on the other side of that Spadina streetcar. So what I will do is just head west here to Augusta Avenue, and then I'll travel south through Kensington Market. Looks like the exposure is slipping again. Sorry about that. I'll try to bring that back to life. Well, I guess this is the new normal for the month, or the next month or so. Unfortunately, I imagine there'll be a whole new round of bars and restaurants closing down over the next month. Although I don't really see how the landlords will be able to replace their tenants. $50-cent comics. All right, so this street ahead is Augusta Avenue as I walk directly into the sun. Usually on a Saturday late afternoon, early evening, Kensington Market would be quite busy. Kensington Flea Market today. I can tell you at first glance, it is dead to the world right now.
Go back that way.
Can you sort it out, whether you like it or not?
You don't like it.
I imagine a lot of these establishments are scrambling to get outdoor heat lamps so they could stay open and keep the patio business alive. Looks like supermarket has no customers right now. It's a pretty nice evening. I wouldn't say a heat lamp is required at all. And I guess there's an inherent conflict amongst the population. The government's urging people to stay home unless it's for essential reasons they're leaving the house. Yet at the same time, I think there's a case to be made for supporting local businesses in a safe manner, of course. That's where the artisan market is. I'm going to avoid squeezing into tight, crowded spaces. especially since I have no reason to go there. And this is Baldwin Street. That'll lead you to Kensington Avenue, the other main street that heads north to south through Kensington Market. Certainly feels a bit busier here than Chinatown. Then again, there's more options to eat out on the sidewalk.
Okay, everyone stay in this.
Take a quick peek into the park here. Although normally you couldn't walk so freely through Kensington at this time on a Saturday. This is Bellevue Square Park. There's some kind of cobweb structure up top for some reason, strung between the trees. Maybe someone's planning some kind of weird art installation. And this is back to Augusta Avenue. This southern edge of the street is one way only. Ah, the good old handlebar. There's a new condo development going in there. I think that replaced some affordable housing. And instantly, Kensington Market morphs back into Chinatown. So I'm now heading east on Dundas Street West. I've still been meaning to get one of these $12 haircuts. And those places seem to be open with no customers. I'm almost tempted to end the video and pop in. This is Kensington, another main street through the market. That one's just as lively and full of character as Augusta Avenue.
Just renovated it all.
Okay, good. She crossed. Kind of felt like I was following her for a second. It's always a weird feeling when you're recording one of these videos. People sometimes make a comment down below to that effect, but reality is I'm just going for a walk, and if someone's heading in the same direction, it's hard not to record them for a while. Occasionally I try to shake them. I'll stop for a second, or I'll point the camera in another direction.
But I do want another one.
That guy really seems to like Sugar Ray. Never occurred to me to go sit out on a street corner and blast some Sugar Ray with a collection tray. Kind of have to question the effectiveness. All right, so I think this will be pretty straightforward from here on out. I will head down to Queen. I was thinking of exploring some of the side streets just off to the west of here, but I'll go down to Queen and we'll head through one of the main stretches of Queen Street West. I'm always walking along the north side of Queen Street West though, so maybe I'll head down the south side just for something different. I've nicknamed this place Pigeon Plaza, but I don't see any today. Maybe it's the weather. Where do pigeons go in the winter? I don't think they're a migratory bird, but there certainly seems to be a lot less of them in the city. I'm wearing jeans and a light hoodie, and I'm kind of regretting it. It's kind of a nice day. I wish I had some kind of blunt object to wave in front of people who ride their bikes down the sidewalk. So this is Queen Street West, just up ahead. It's a rather well-known McDonald's, especially later at night, although I guess it's not so interesting these days.
Con su papá. Mientras que
And you know what? Maybe I'll change my mind, as there's more bars and restaurants located along the north side of Queen, at least for the purpose of today's walk. There's the legendary Horseshoe, right next to another restaurant that's Michelin star worthy. This is pretty much the most heavily gentrified stretch of Queen Street West. There used to be a lot of smaller independent retailers along this stretch. But since the late 90s, property values have started to skyrocket and more big corporations moved in. And things have been gradually getting pushed more and more westwards. It's actually the area in between Bathurst and Dufferin these days, the area known as West Queen West. It kind of gets all the attention as one of Toronto's best neighborhoods. And this area has sort of been designated more as strictly a shopping area than a neighborhood to live and hang out, although it's certainly still a really cool area. Another benefit to being on the side of the street is a nice wide sidewalk. It's easy to keep distance from other people. There's the old Gap. It's being redeveloped. And Mountain Equipment Co-op, which used to be located a few blocks pretty much straight to the south of here on King Street. That's an interesting cart to be pulling around. There's one of, if not the oldest tavern in the city, the Black Bull. It's either that place or the Wheat Chief. This new LCBO that moved in used to be a Carl's Jr. for a brief period. That girl's on the camera and pulled the bag up over her face. That's funny. You're in public. And this Shoppers Drug Mart on the left was originally an Urban Planet, I believe, which is like a H&M style clothing retailer. $15.99 for a sirloin steak. So here is John Street. Just to the north of here was, or still is, Grange Park, where I was earlier. Those people are about to make a horrible decision. The guy just asked if they want to cross to the other side of the street because this side looks more crowded, and then the girl said there's a lot more room over there. It's actually the complete opposite. Barber shop, second floor. I bet that's not a $12 haircut. I think what I'll do is this week is or next week, I'll head down somewhere and get that $12 Chinatown haircut, and then I'll fire up a live stream. I can show you guys what kind of value that was. And this is McCaul Street. There's a car that doesn't seem to know how to wait its turn. You shouldn't start your turn until the intersection's clear, of course. Another classic Toronto driver right there. Those people are all eating at the Korean Grill House. I swore off that restaurant a long time ago when I went there and I asked for kimchi, and they said that's an extra $2. I was like, what the heck kind of Korean restaurant charges for side dishes? That would be not something you ever see happen in Korea, except for when there was a cabbage shortage. I think around 2013, 2014 at some point. And then to deter excess waste, some restaurants were charging for additional side dishes. But that was in Korea. And it turns out the Korean Grill House isn't even Korean owned, which didn't surprise me. The other weird thing they did was the guy mixed my bibimbap for me. He put it down on the table and he just started mixing it. Maybe I'm a snob because I lived in Korea, but I was like, what the heck are you doing? Where's the kimchi? That's an extra $2. What? Why did I choose this fake Korean restaurant? Here's a fun little story for you. Here's a look at the Campbell House Museum. I have never been any closer to it than I am now. During Nuit Blanche, they do have some pretty nice art exhibits in front. That's funny, she just said Nuit Blanche seconds after I did. Must have been having the same thought. Or she overheard me say it and just subconsciously said it. I think that happens sometimes too. And it's time to head back into the subway. Now pronounced with a Z. This is University Avenue. So I started this mini journey one major block to the north of here at St Patrick Station. I don't even know if that's a term, but if it isn't, it now is. So this is Osgoode subway station, which is on the University section of Line 1. So I could go northbound or southbound, but let's go southbound.
Please stand clear of the doors.
There's nobody on here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this walk around Chinatown and Kensington Market.
Next station is St Andrew Station.
There are links to my Patreon and Instagram in the description. Also, feel free to check out the channel memberships on the main page.
Arriving at St Andrew Station. Doors will open on the left.
Thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you on the next one.